and really wanted for them.
Yeah, they were all over the place, flying all over the court on D. The kind of hustle that pays off big time for you.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Curry and Thompson, the Splash Brothers in the back. Barnes and Green, the forward tandem. And it's Bogut in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Well, it's funny, back when LeBron joined the Heat, some critics said he'd given up the chance to be the franchise player and carry his team. But guess what? No matter who LeBron plays with, he's always the franchise player. That's how good he is.
Thompson passes to Green. To the inside. Stolen by Thompson. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul. So it's the Cavaliers now.
First team foul.
Dellavedova dishes to James. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his second first.
And you think back to LeBron after the 2011 finals, many also questioned whether he had, quote unquote, what it took to win a title. He's obviously answered those questions.
And the Warriors making a change here. Iguodala's checked in. And some harsh criticism, Clark, for LeBron after the decision, for his comments after the 2011 finals.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? It's really impressive to see how he's handled that. He misspoke and mishandled both of those situations. And to his credit, he's expressed regret about those things. Displaying a maturity we've always seen in him. One of the remarkable things about LeBron is that for the magnitude of his celebrity and his stature and the expectations, I don't know if we've had an athlete handle himself any better under the hot, bright lights of stardom. Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me, executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Well, unless you're the team getting dunked on, of course.
The Warriors have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And the wide-open shot from Green. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. James with it, picked up by Thompson. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. James wide open. Dishes it to Dellavedova. His three-pointers off the mark. Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. James with the block. To the wing right side. Dellavedova. Off target from the wing.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
The feed to Curry. Mozgov with the block. And Shumpert kicks to LeBron. Knocked away. Stolen by Thompson.
Oh, ridiculous.
Tore it down that time.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark. And a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor. You know, LeBron has an interesting tradition during the playoffs. He turns his cell phone off, stops watching sports television, and instead he watches movies and reads books. It sounds like a good life lesson for all of us.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Well, as you know, there are polls for just about everything in sports. Last year, Steph Curry was actually voted as the most trustworthy player in the league.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Mazili comes in for Green. Leandro Barbosa. He's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. You talked about trust in Steph Curry. It seemed he was able to trust his ankles a bit more last year.
Yeah, that has been a big concern. Repeated ankle sprains. Part of the reason the Warriors were able to sign him to such a bargain extension, but when healthy, clearly an all-star and all-league player.
That's a 2 from Smith. The shot misses.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range. Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And that one's good. And it's 8 points for Andre Iguodala.
Man, great ball movement. They're just picking this defense apart with their passing.
Well, how about the 3 Ps, Steve? Purposeful, precise, passing. We love it, and so does this team because they're taking advantage of it.
Smith wide open. He fires. Smith missing again.
Yeah, again, iffy shot selection there. Defender draped all over him.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's...
It's a tie game here in Cleveland. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here. Clark, Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
No, I think it's a good start for this club. They seem to be playing well, and we'll see if they can carry it forward.
Well, they hit the ground running and had a really nice beginning to this game, Steve.
Harris is out there with Smith. Then there's Marion. Then there's Perkins. And it's LeBron in the small forward position. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you. Shumpert is checked in for Harris. Then for the Warriors, Draymond Green. He's checked in for Festus Ezeli. Thompson comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. The Cavaliers shoot in just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively.
If you just look at the numbers, you are not seeing the real impact of Kendrick Perkins. I mean, he is just this mountain at the rim as a protector of the paint. And it really makes it hard for opponents to get easy shots because of his presence.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Golden State. Curry
with the pass.
Fires for 3. And the shot is good. Curry's got 5.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And no good. Trying to use the glass.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Warriors have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. They get the rebound. Beyond the arc. Another miss by Curry. Cavaliers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop.
Hang time on that rim. Puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert for Clark.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Well, they were in foul trouble throughout that game, guys, and made things awfully hard on themselves as a result.
Yeah, it forced them to go much deeper into their rotation than they would have liked to, and that's always tough.
For the Cavaliers, Mozgov, he's checked in for Perkins. And it's Thompson in for Sean Marion. Curry with another miss.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball, share the sugar.
Baseline J on the way. Here's Bogut. Second shot opportunity. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Shumpert gets a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to James. And the Cavaliers lead by 4.
Looked like there was a little confusion there as to who was supposed to be guarding him.
You know, this Golden State team is clearly on the rise, but they're not without weaknesses. Bad turnover differential and free throw differential. Both things that have plagued this team.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And you look at the free throw disparity for the Warriors, not the most surprising stat. They're more of a jump shooting team than a slashing team. But if you're going to settle for jump shots, then you can't also turn it over at a high rate. I think that's where they have to improve.
Poked away. Passes it to Smith. And a wide open look for James. And the jumper is good. LeBron's got 8 points here in this quarter.
That's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
Green, the pass to Curry. Green with a screen on Shumpert. It's Curry with the drive. Rejected by Smith. They recover it. Thompson misses.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I wouldn't bet against him in that situation next time.
Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, as we all know, LeBron James is now back in Cleveland, but he thinks his time in Miami will serve him well. As he said, Miami for me has been like college for other kids. I became a better player and a better man. I learned from a franchise that had been where I wanted to go. Kevin?
He knows what it takes to win it all, Doris. Now he's trying to do it back home in Ohio. Thanks. Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. James Jones comes in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Iman Shumpert. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Nice shot by Smith.
Well, since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off that long distance game here a little bit, and it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you know, Steve, some teams would prefer to just shoot their way out of a slump, but getting a few to drop from inside the arc is really a good way to get your offense back on track.
A 3-ball. And it's Smith again missing. Here's Ezeli. No good. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And Steve and Clark and I are refreshed and ready to go here as well.
What a game for LeBron. 19 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
Man, that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that. But